Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. And today I would like to talk to you of another underrated film you need to check out. You should check out. It's currently available on tubi. In fact, this is a film that was, for those who weren't familiar with Grindhouse, I reviewed one of their movies here before, of Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. There was a fake trailer. One of them was only a Canada release only. It was called Hobo with a Shotgun. They turned that into a feature film released in 2011. And the cast stars, rest in peace, Hewer, Gregory Smith, Molly Dunsworth, and Nick Bateman. It's a story about a homeless man who stumbles upon a city that is harbored with criminals and evildoers and just the crappiest of shittiest of the shittiest of the shit. And there's a point where he has enough of it, takes matters into his own hands by purchasing the shotgun and blowing those motherfuckers out. That's basically what the story is. Hobo going on a shooting spree, killing the bad guys. That's basically it. And the reason why I really like this movie is that, well, I wouldn't compare it to the trailer, the fake trailer, but you could. The trailer's awesome. They do keep in core moments they had in the fake trailer that they put in here. But you just have a more well, well-known actor. And what I really loved about this film, I just love how crazy, bonkers, and bizarre, but yeah, comic booky in a way where it's a little bit satire. And the movie is satire because there's a lot of crazy things that happens into this movie that it just balls out just crazy. And that's what I really enjoyed about this film. And this is actually for me. This is a film where it goes hardcore crazy and film knows it to be just that. But you can still have fun with it if you could get past by some of the gore that happens into this movie because there are some gore. It doesn't shy away from it. It can get as gory as a horror film. That's how gory this film is. Or I would say the tribute or the throwback of this movie feels more of an early 80s film, like a very low budgeted 1980s movie, independent, than a 70s. Because I don't really get the vibe watching this, it was from the 70s. Even the music feels it was from the 80s, where they had, I believe the music was a homage to the 80s. I think that's what they were going for with this film. I wasn't sure if the Grindhouse era last. I think it did. I think it lasted from 70s to the 80s, most specifically from that era. And it's self-aware that this movie is just straight out crazy bonkers fun kind of film. Now, the characters here, comic booky satire, especially the villains, were literally, I don't know who these actors are. And given this movie is 13 years old now, probably one of the most hated villains you've seen in any film, in any action film so far. Like you could just tell these villains are just so sadistic, evil, and I feel like that's a, a thing for current movies where they just don't have a basic good versus evil storyline anymore, and that's what I really learned to appreciate over with this film because it's basic, it's creative, it's explorative, it's experimental, but it doesn't devalue or doesn't take away from the idea that this is a basic hero, well, kind of like a Western, where you have a lone hero, outcast, stumbles upon a town, sees it run down and run by a group of criminals, and he steps up and takes matters into his own hand. Classic man with no name uh, thing, where the visuals were in this film were just crazy good, and it will leave a mark on you after you see this movie. Like I said, for those who are squeamish towards violence, I probably wouldn't recommend this film because this film does go hardcore with it. I mean, not like too hardcore, but it gets very bizarre. And what I do really like about it is that they don't well, scratch that. I mean, they go a little bit exaggeration on the action, but not too much where it feels a little bit disbelief, especially it's an old man holding a shotgun. So I like that they kept that. Truthfully, I feel this movie, actually, I believe that this film is definitely worth your time. I think it's original. I think it's you know, I think it's creative. I think it's very, very funny. It's a dark comedy for sure. And I know this actor's known for playing the villain in Blade Runner, but here he also stands out. I think this is actually one of his last roles before he uh, tragically passed away. And I can tell you, this film doesn't play by the rules of your typical Hollywood system. It does something unique, prevails. Prevails. Movies are shy about like 80 minutes, so you're not there long. I mean, it's a short movie, but I can tell you it will leave a lasting impact on you for those who are looking for a crazy, unique action movie. Hobo with a Shotgun. Have you seen it? Comment below and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.